It says here in the text, it says that the master gives them, and then the Bible says that he goes away to a far-off country. Shall we? That's what the Bible says. He says that he blesses them, gives them the talent, and he goes away. Now that would seem kind of unfair. It would seem like, watch this now, that the one person with the one talent would have an excuse to come back and say, you didn't tell me what to do. Wow. It seemed like God had given the one with the talent an excuse to be able to say, well, had you told me what to do, then I would have known to do it. But it's interesting that when Jesus returns, the master returns rather, he calls him a wicked and slothful servant. Roy, pick it up and pay attention so that you can grab it and go to the next level of your life. It's because if you're not careful, you will always make excuses when that's really who you are at your core. The text really shows us something, that who the individual was at their core is coming out. Can I prove to you something? Money does not change you. It only makes you who you really already are. It just makes you more of who you already were. If you are lazy, you're going to be rich and lazy. If you are evil, you're going to be rich and evil. If you are selfish, you're going to be rich and selfish. It's just going to put out of you what's already in you. But if you are a giver at your core, you give when you don't even have none. Some of y'all, you blessing folk when you don't even have nothing for yourself. Because at your core, that's who you are. You are a giver at your core. When you are the type of individual, you like to see other people do well. You don't have to dog other people. You can celebrate other people. You don't have to make other people feel low. You know how to push other people up instead of tearing other people down. Why? Because you don't have low self-esteem. You know how to tell somebody, girl, you wearing that, you rocking that. I'm so proud of you. Why? It's because there ain't no hater in you. But when there's a hater in you, all you know how to do is hate. That's what you are. That's why they call you a hater. It's not what you do, it's who you are. That's why I say hating, what you do is who you are. Some people cannot help themselves to be who they are. This is the text. It's the underlying substratum of the text. It's the foundation of the text that the Lord is dealing with the nature of the individual. I want you to hear this, because who you are at your nature, if you don't allow God to change you at your nature, if you don't let God change you at your core, it doesn't matter how many services you come to, it doesn't matter how much you pray, if you don't allow God to transform you at your core, I mean who you are when nobody is looking. I'm talking about who you are when you mad, busted, and disgusted. I mean who you are when things are falling apart. What comes out of your mouth when you're upset. I mean who you really are at your core. Because some people at their core, that's where the true transformation has to happen. That's when you know God is blessing you. When what you used to do, you don't do it anymore. That's when you know God is really moving in your life. When you can see a transformational process of your nature taking place. Touch somebody and say, I'm not who I used to be. It's interesting, Pastor Jen, because the servants have been studied. Watch the text.
All right, sir.
He studied them and he concluded something.
Yes, sir.
He says they're faithful stewards. Okay, I want you to hear this now. He studied them. He called them. And he says, I'm getting ready to give 110, 15, 12, and 11. I'm getting ready to bless you. And I have studied you enough to know what you're going to do. Studied you enough, and I have looked you over, and I see, watch this now, your capacity.
All right.
I want you to see this. Please hear me. You cannot say you want to be successful, but you don't want no responsibility for the success. You cannot say you want to be successful, but you want to sleep more than you want to work. You can't. It does not work. Either you want to sleep or you want to get paid, but you can't have both. See, sleep is the new problem. Amen. You show me somebody that want to sleep in all weekend, I'll show you somebody that can barely pay their bills. Oh, they go together. Oh, I know. I got real quiet right now. Because somebody said, oh my God, he's preaching to me. Because I'm always tired. Why? It's because sleep is the new growth. Touch somebody, look at them and say, that's why you nodding off now, because you don't never get nothing. You grow now, because you tell them, wake up. It's interesting because the text really reveals something to us powerful. It reveals something to us powerful. It shows us emphatically capacity. In capacity. Just somebody say capacity. You might say, I want you to catch this, please, because you don't have to hate on somebody else because it looks like they have a little more than you.
All right, sir.
No, I want you to hear me. God gave them what they could handle, and He gave you what you could handle. You don't have to hate on somebody because they got 5 and you got 2. But if you take your 2 and do what you're supposed to and work with your 2, then you can turn your 2 into 4. If you stop paying attention to what I got and just work with what you got, then maybe you can work with what you got. But you so busy paying attention and counting what I got. Why you counting my stuff? You need to be counting your stuff, because if you did something with what God gave you, then you can work with what somebody say, work with what your God gave you. Work with what He gave you. If He gave it to you, work with it. It doesn't matter what it looks like, work with it. If all you got is a little bit to work with, God says little becomes much in the master's hand. I wish I could talk to some folk that know how to take a little bit and turn it into a little something. You took a little bit out that cover and turned it into a full meal. You took a little bit of gas and stretched that gas and made it last all week. You know how to take a little bit of something and turn it into, you can take one outfit and turn it into 5. You know how to take a little bit of something. I want to talk to people that have capacity building. The people, you don't need a lot. You ain't the ones that gotta wait for the whole thing to drop before you get it. You know how to take just a little. So all you need is just an opportunity. I need to talk to some people in the building right now. When you telling God, let them mess up. But God, all I need is just one opportunity, because I've been, oh God, I'm gonna preach to you. I've been preparing behind closed doors with what nobody looking, and everybody gave up on me. All I need is just one person to just